At the age of 6, in the 6 to 8 age group, I got my first gold at the national championship. So that's where it started, and that's where it kept on going and all that. Every year, some lakhs of students graduate from IIT and NITs, but very few handful people get to represent the country and play for the country and having that honor of having India back on the your jersey, and that honor of playing for the countries.
In India, despite cricket being the dominant sport, there are specific pockets where other sports thrive. Like Vishakhapatnam, the jewel of the East Coast, which has an affinity towards a sport which is barely talked about in India, roller skating. And that is where it all started for Arun Rayudu, a national champion for 14 years, a member of Team India since 2014, and one of the best figure skaters in the country. Previously ranked Asian Senior number 2 and number 5 in the world under 19 category, 24-year-old Arun was always a natural at the sport. He dominated the scene at district and national level tournaments in the 6 to 8 age group categories, eventually finding a spot in the Indian skating team in 2014, while just in the 10th standard. However, the journey hasn't been smooth. He has had to battle asthma all his life and had to overcome multiple serious injuries to keep his skating dream alive. Now pursuing his masters in project management in Boston, Arun is raring to come back and make a difference.
So I started skating when I was 3 years old, when I didn't know anything about skating and all that. So it just it started like I was born basically with asthma. So I got it as an hereditary thing from my grandmother, and the doctors has told my mom to to pursue me in any sport or any physical activity, so that will help my lung capacity, and it will enhance the lung capacity. And then mom and dad were thinking which sport to make me join and all that. So one day, I'm from Vishakhapatnam, Vizag. So in the beach road, I've seen some of the skaters skate by, and I didn't know what fascinated me over that time. But then I told my mom that I just want to learn that, whatever it is. Then my mom joined me in an academy, and the coach was impressed initially in the first 3-4 months, and he said, why don't we get him some professional skates and try him for championship. So I attended my district championship. I got my first gold, then state championship first gold, and then at the age of 6, in the 6 to 8 age group, I got my first gold at the national championship. So that's where it started, and that's where it kept on going and all that. Vishakhapatnam has been a hub of skating in India for a very long time. So even my coach Pawan Kumar and Lakshman sir, and then all the my coach Arjun Awadi, Anup Kumar Yama, and then Aman Nagyama, all my coaches have hailed from Vishakhapatnam or Hyderabad. So they have been skating since I think 1970s, I guess. Yeah, so it has been a sport in Vishakhapatnam. The skating has been a sport it has been for decades, and the sporting culture, especially the skating culture in Vizag, is very huge. And there we have got almost 6 to 7 rinks in Vishakhapatnam, and we have got high quality skaters over here, and also the infrastructure and everything. I used to practice in Vizag Steel Plant, which is like India's biggest public sector steel plant. My dad used to work over there, so I used to train over there. And Steel Plant has given me the best infrastructure as well. So we have got one of India's biggest rinks. So I think in terms of infrastructure and in terms of coaching facilities over there, and also the coaches present over there, and also the cream of skaters over there, because when you train with the champions, you become a champion. So the atmosphere over here is very competitive, that sometimes we feel that the district championship is more tougher than the national championship. If you get a gold in district champ, then I think you're definitely going to get a medal in national championship. Where in 10th I got close to 88%, and in 12th I got 90%. So, and then I got NIT. So but when I was having decision to choose NIT or skating, because if I get into NIT, then I couldn't be taking part in the skating because of the hectic schedule over there, and the assignments and the college stuff, and also getting permission from the college to attend my championships. Because if I have to attend a championship, I have to attend 3-4 training camps before that, each almost like for a month in different parts of the country. So it was very difficult for me to get the attendance and all that. So it was very tough. Like that is like very one of the crucial decisions in my life, whether to choose NIT or skating. But what I thought about it was that every year some lakhs of students graduate from IIT and NITs, but very few handful people get to represent the country and play for the country, and having that honor of having India back on the your jersey, and that honor of playing for the country. So I feel like that is an honor I want to have, and this is where I belong, and this is what is giving me so much in life. So I wanted to stick to my skating and stick to playing for my country, and on being on national duty. Right now the skating has developed a lot. The concerned federations and associations have doing their part, and even we are getting support from the central government as well. Like recently, skating has been included into national games, which was held in Ahmedabad, where I took part. And also I met sports minister
This was in 2022, right? The National Games in Ahmedabad, where roller skating was a
Yes,
part of it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I met the Anurag Thakur, the sports minister back then, and I was nominated for the Arjuna Award consecutively for 3 times by our state government. So the recognition is coming from the government and also coming from the people. Like right now, people are knowing about skating and they're joining skating, and they're also, at least if not professionally, they're doing it like for the sake of recreation or for the sake of fun, because these days health has become a huge thing among the youth, or among the people. There have been many fitness enthusiasts, and so even if you go to Bangalore in Kuban Park, I've seen a lot of skaters practice over there for the recreation and all that. So as a skater, it feels so good, because being a skater, I've always seen that nobody used to know skating. Everybody used to just feel like just wear the skates and just go on the roads just for the recreation part. But nobody knew that there will be championships and all. Whenever I used to tell them that, hey, I'm a professional skater, oh, is skating also considered as a sport? Is it also a profession? I hope, like it's a long way to go, and I hope things get better soon for the athletes. And also, the only request we do is, we are also the athletes who represent our country, and we request the same uh, awareness and the same support which the cricketers get from the people. So I think even Sunil Chetri sir has said this in his famous Twitter post that please come to the stadiums, please come support us. So all our Indian athletes have the same request to all the Indian citizens that please support other sports as well. Please come to the stadiums. Injuries in 2018, I dislocated my right shoulder, and just I was recovering from it. In 2019, I dislocated my left shoulder. Yeah, and then I was kind of coming back from it. Then COVID happened. So 2020 and 2021 were like some tough years for me. Like, but what I did was I could do my best in staying at home, staying safe at that point, because we never at that point we didn't even know whether we'll be coming out or we will be coming out of this COVID situation. So what I did was I used to keep myself fit. So I used to have a personal trainer called Rasta, who is an ex-skater. So we used to do virtual meetings, and we used to do workout together. He used to train me and all that with some body weight exercises and some gym equipment I have back in a home. So in those 2 years, even though I was not skating, and when people were like just sitting at home and trying to I knew that at one point, like again, I was positive that we will come out of it, and someday we'll be out of this situation and everything will be fine. And at that time, I didn't wanted to just sit at home, and we all were lazy and we didn't know what to do. So I was like, instead of just sitting at home playing which I was doing as well, playing games and watching movies and all that with like everybody, but at the same time, what I did was just to keep myself fit physically and mentally as well. So I used to train like 1-2 hours every day. So when the COVID got over, when my other athletes were finding it tough to get back to shape and form, because they were not working out and all that in those 1-2 years, so I was in a good form, in a good shape, and it was easy for me to come back on skates than my other athlete, because I was doing the things which I can do. Like, for example, I was doing the off skate exercises, like the jumps and everything, which you can do without the skates. And also I had a small space near my house where I used to just wear my skates and just do whatever stuff I can do in that small area, just to keep myself fit and just to keep myself in the form. So yeah, I was doing everything which I can do in my control. Basically, I was just controlling the controllables I have got. COVID, I was training for the Asian Games, and unfortunately, the our event got cancelled at the Asian Games. Then I thought I'll just come to US to pursue my masters and also to pursue my training in ice skating as well. So I'm doing my masters now in project management from Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, US, and also I'm training at Northeastern Ice Skating Academy and Northeastern Ice Skating team. So looking forward, I want to pursue a career in both, like in my professional career as well and also skating as well. I want to do both hand in hand, because I can't uh, keep my entire self into skating, because monetarily it can be feasible for me, because it is not that you know income fetching for me. So I need to have something which can keep bread and butter on my table. So that's why I want to keep my professional career as well. And apart from that, as a side hustle, I want to focus on my skating. So I would like to finish my masters and then get some good experience over here in the skating, and then come back to India and then pursue my professional career, and also try to come back to playing to India. Say being mentally strong is the first thing, because even in the medical terminology, the doctors say that if you're strong here, you can recover within no time. The health is a huge thing as well. So keeping yourself mentally fit is as equally important as keeping yourself physically fit when you're competing professionally. So it was very hard for me, because normally our national championships used to happen in the month of December, Jan, and that to the places like Delhi, Chandigarh, North India. And sometimes even for ice skating, we used to go to Shimla or Gulmarg in Kashmir, where the temperatures go into minus, where even normal people find it very difficult to breathe in. But me being an asthma patient, and just forget about breathing, but to perform at that level and that altitude was very tough for me. So I used to have always my inhaler with me, and I used to just be like, I know I can do this and I will do this.